Welcome, everyone. It's Rob. Hope you're having an amazing day. Let's go ahead and make sure you all can hear me. If you would please type the number 1 in that chat box. Let me know that you can. I greatly appreciate it. Please keep out of the Q&A. Do not touch. I don't really check that. So thank you. Hey, Trip 1.618. There we go. Afternoon, Daniel. Morning, Helen. Hey, John. Afternoon. Kevin. Glad to see you, my friend. Thanks, Lee. Lots of ones. All right. I appreciate it all. Very, very much. Let's see. Did I start video yet? I did not. Let's do that first. Kind of move these things around just a little bit. So I can kind of see what the heck is going on. Let me get that drawn bar. So that's there. All right. Well, welcome, everybody. Woo, hope it's been a good day for you today. As we get started here, let's see. Keep in mind that everything we look at is for educational purposes. Nothing's meant to be advice or recommendations. If you like something you see, anything, candidate, indicator, or setup, make sure it fits your own personal risk profile and risk tolerance. You should never be taking a trade because someone else said it was a good idea. You have to like it, and you have to feel that it fits your risk profile, all right? So we got a lot happening this week. Got Inner Circle coming up tonight at 7 p.m. Tomorrow night, Mastermind Group at 8 p.m. I've got a good topic for tomorrow. E-mini think tank, that's 16th. Brandon is on vacation until the 14th, so we don't have an e-mini for a little bit. The Q&A is coming up next week. Let's see. So power option plays, covered call, and Vega are on a regular schedule, as is Power Hour and Trading Coaches Playbook. Now, August 7th, let's see, when is that? Today is Sean's last Crushing with Volatility. Make sure you get there and check it out, right? Can you, Lee, drop a link to that in the chat box, please? And then, guys, go over to the members area or go over to Trading Like a Boss, and you should be able to get into that as well as Tony's Becoming a Pattern Whisperer, right? Excellent. Appreciate it. Thank you there, Lee. Here's our follow us page. Let's pick one. Make sure there's something that you're following along with us on. Whatever platform you like, right? You stick with that one. But be diligent on it. Get in there and watch everything that we do. Our biggest platform that we focus on is YouTube, right? You'll see there's like a YouTube channel twice. At the bottom right, it says Trade with Rob. I think I told you guys last week, I got ill 1 week right after teaching this. It was on a Monday. I felt better. It came back again, missed my vacation. So that week I was shot. I felt better for about the last 2 days of it. My wife and I did local things here. And then the following week, I was out of town for a week. And after being out of my office for 3 weeks, I was swamped last week. So we'll be back to Trade with Rob, hopefully this afternoon to be the first one, as long as I find candidates that I like, because my goal is to get it 3 times a week. So if nothing else, go over to tradinglikeaboss.com, register for Trade with Rob, which is free trade ideas a couple of days a week. 3 is the minimum that we look to shoot for each week to send those out. Right here is the Trading Boss Manifesto. Some of you know, some of you do not, that we have released our apparel, right? So if you go over to the store at the top of the page, you go over to the store at the top of the page and you go all the way down to the bottom. It's taken forever to load with everything I got running here. Trading Gear, we'll click on Trading Gear. And you will see there's either merch or there's the clock, right? So if you click on the merch, and it's going to be broken up into hats and shirts. You pick which one you want. There's Trading Like a Boss or Trading Boss. And there is Wealth Builder stuff up there. So check it out. Yeah, PK says, thank you. Been missing Trading with Rob, the man. I appreciate that. Hey, Robert, morning or afternoon now maybe. But I appreciate that very much. Thank you. So you can get them over there, guys. Everything we do with this all goes to charity. I'm not here trying to sell shirts and hats at all. But Trading Boss Manifesto ties very heavily into that. This is what it is to belong to part of our community, to me, to my team. This is the way we view it, all right? So you can download this right on the homepage. You can download it on Trading Like a Boss. You can download it on robertjroy.com. It's accessible everywhere. All right, Crushing with Volatility. Again, that one is tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern. Oh, we don't want to show that just yet. All right, so what trades did you guys do? Drop them in. I want to see your trades. What did you do today? Let's talk about it. I know I got on last week with John. We had a great conversation about how he's trading, what he's doing. where he picked it up and so forth. And I'm impressed with the numbers that he's been able to put up there, as far as every week he's throwing these great trades out there. And he's in here today too. So guys, drop him in here. John was the first one in today. Wheel of Fortune on Square and Shopify, naked puts on Beyond, and Overstock cash flow, $1,200. Nice job. PK said you're a machine, John. He absolutely is, PK. Crushing it. Crushing it, crushing it, crushing it. You know, and John had said the big catalyst when he and I talked, he said the big catalyst for him was being in the mastermind group for helping him push him over that edge. So excellent. Drop the trades in, folks. Come on, there's more than one of you this week. I know there is. Right. And if it isn't a trade from today, what did you do into the end of last week? That's fine. All right. So Trader Will, 24% on ON. Nice. Stephanie said in two naked 390 puts on MasterCard, target 399. All right. There you go. Trip said Hakanashi's scalp on the SPY gave me $10 and the IWM gave me 15, learning more and more about its behavior. Guys, what they're doing inside of the Inner Circle chat room, which we don't talk about, it's not open to the public. It's just for those that are in our highest level coaching, which is Inner Circle. What they're doing in there right now is what I used to do towards the end of the E-mini think tank, where they're building out strategies. They're actually going in and finding patterns and collectively working through it. You know, 5, 6, 10 people, however many are looking at it at a time, to determine how does it react and how can we take advantage of it. So I absolutely love seeing stuff like that. There you go. Ed said, Scalper Ed, S&P 500 last week, average $200 a day. Ed, is that on the E-minis? Roman, scalp on NVIDIA today, in and out 10%. There you go. No, it's not. All right, good, Ed, good. So you're doing it right on SPX. Excellent. Good. All right, great job there, guys. Great job. So if I bring back presentation, oops. I think I jumped out of it real quick when I didn't want to share. So here is from Amelia's Trade Watch Alerts. This was from today. She did a trade on SPY, 5 contracts. It was a single trade, meaning not multiple legs. She bought to open at 9:35 this morning. She bought to open the 448 calls for today. Today's expiration, we always do shortest term. She spent $1.81 on the entry for that, and she got out of that at 9:40. So 5 minutes and 7 seconds, 11%. She sold it at 201. She picked up 20%. Guys, not bad. 20% in 5 minutes. Go ahead and annualize that sucker out. 20% from 5 minutes. Excellent. So great job there, Amelia. And all of you, fantastic. Any other trades drop in, I'll be happy to look at them. For me, not much today. Just not excited after the moves we had last week. I don't necessarily trust what's going on. So CCJ was a candidate from last week's Covered Call Explorer. We got our bounce today. I took that on a naked put, picked up 40 cents on this one. So I'm very happy with that. It does expire this week. And then Costco, we look what happened, folks. We closed all the way down here. We gapped up to here, pushed above, retest bounce to 555.47. And if I go and look at, if I have a Costco open here, I do. Okay. So basically, right near the open of the day, right? We pushed up a little bit higher and got in. So we took the 545 puts, we sold at $1.40. Okay. We ran up. We got this big green candle. We got this big red candle. Somewhere in here, I don't remember exactly which candle it was. We started showing weakness. Somewhere within these 3 candles, we got out at 90 cents on it. So we bought it back at 90 cents. It was 50 cents. There was nothing killing it. We didn't crush it there. But listen, if you only did one contract and you only got 50 cents and you only made $50, it definitely puts you in the right frame of mind comparative to the trade went against me again, right? So by all means, Daniel said no No trade today, but was able to capture 10% on the SPY fall Friday for about 10 minutes of time. There you go, Daniel. Excellent. Excellent. Daniel, Will, Trip, Rick, all in our inner circle chat rooms, right? When they can. I mean, it's open 3 days a week. You get there when your schedule allots for it. All right. Excellent. So let me go back and bring up Omega charts. And let's see what's going on with Omega charts here. All right, so with SPX. So overall, what's going on? We had a really nice strong move to the upside, right? From in here when it happened, when the move took place that we drew off of. We had another nice push up. We don't really have a reason to redraw. None of our trigger reasons have been hit yet to say, ooh, redraw at this point. So we don't really have to worry too much about it. But we did pull back off of that 4,600 level. We failed. We failed hard here last week, 2 days, right? Friday was big. That stretch up to the 45.42 and the fail was amazing. If you caught that on SPY, that was outstanding, right? And then today we're kind of flattish. We're up, we're down. It's really not much happening there. Pinned between the 4,500 and the 21, right? The key to consider right now, what's happening is we're in summertime, right? Which we're going to tell about in just a little bit. So it's a slower period of the year, right? As far as activity goes, people are on vacation, especially now, August, Northeast, everybody's wrapping their vacations up. Oh, darn, I got to get it all in now, us included. I'm gone next week on vacay, right? So we got to get it all done now, right? Because before the year is over, school year's back in session again. And everybody wants to go in, and it's nicer not when it gets colder out, unless you like to ski or something, and you go visit Will and Scott in Colorado there. But not me. I'll stay where it's warmer, preferably. So we failed and fell off, and the bad news that came out on our credit rating doesn't bode well for what's going on with the U.S. Okay, it's only the second time ever that it's happened, and not a good thing, right, for us as a country. It shows signs of weakness. It makes other countries consider, do we really want the U.S. as the clearing company or clearing currency, not company, currency for the globe? It gives strength and credence to China and Russia, as well as Brazil or somebody's the other one trying to dethrone us there, but I'm not too worried about Brazil doing it, right? They've got some money, but it's not what China and Russia have, that's for sure, right? So as we make these moves down and we get this pullback, the concern coming in is traders going, we've had this massive run take place in here. It's been huge. I mean, and when I say huge, I mean huge, right? Let's see. Look at it. And we're talking about from 3,800 up to 4,600. I mean, that's 25%, give or take, right? Massive shift in direction there, okay? And it's held. We're still within the range of the trend lines, the support and resistance levels. But from a standpoint of how we're looking, Friday we closed down lower than we are now. Today we gapped up to the 4,500 and the 21 EMA. So we are at a major resistance level right now. Right? I'd rather it was a fib than a 100-point level, but it's still important, right? We got a confluence there. If you have a confluence of a fib line and a moving average versus a moving average along with a 100-point level, the fib moving average is a stronger level. Just keep that in the back of your head, okay? So we push back up and we're hesitating a little bit there. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't take much to get us back into a bullish bias. The problem is we went from bullish to bearish to a neutral in 2 days, right? We were bullish last week. This was Tuesday, and Wednesday we're in a bullish neutral bias, and Thursday we're in a neutral bias, right? So we went from bullish to neutral in 2 days. Okay, so not good from closing on Tuesday to closing on Thursday. Friday we pushed up and gave more of a fail. Today, would I say it's expected? Not per se expected, but I wouldn't read a whole lot into it yet until we could break out above those levels. And even when we do, the problem is we are now in a what's the word there? There's a lot of obstacles in our way right now. The 8 moving average is right above our head. The next fib line is right above that. There's a lot happening to really truly get us back to bullish as far as our bias goes. But right now we're in neutral, which means I can take that downside trade to that 44, 48 level if we get the push down. And if we do get a fail, that is where I see us going, right? Which is our 0 line, but it's that 44, 48 level right there, okay? Robert said first downgrade was when Obama was president and, oh wait, Biden was VP. Okay. I see where you're going with it, Robert. Yeah, so and that's, it's a valid point. Guys, this has just happened recently. We've had really good, strong credit rating for a very, very, very long time. And only since from when Obama has been in office have we had any of this happen. And I'm not blaming anybody. It's not my intention here. It is what it is, right? Listen, if you're going to blame anybody, and if you think it's the politician's fault, if you're going to blame anybody, blame the American public, okay? Because y'all voted for them, right? So whoever voted for them, don't blame the system, right? You voted for them. So, and again, I don't mean that in a, that's horrible on you type thing. It's just, listen, we got to make sure we look at where it all comes from. We are in a society. This is not where Putin says, vote for me or I kill you, right? That's not where this is, right? Unless politicians are riding around doing that now and I just didn't catch the memo yet. I don't know. Here, Robert. Let's see. Yeah, so Tripp said the big candles are back. Yes, we are seeing more of those large candles, which doesn't happen as often in the summertime, right? You tend to get a lot of smaller candles in there unless you're gapping away from things that are taking place, okay? Then, up or down. Then you start to see those bigger candles. But that credit rating shift is a major thing. It's a major concern on people's minds, okay? So we've got to be cognizant of that. You've got to be aware of it. You've got to know that this is happening. But very importantly is, what is your plan? From position number 3 in the chair, back here, what is your plan? Well, for me, Rob, if it drops a little bit, retest that 4,500 level and fails, I am all over something to the downside. I'll be looking for a same setup on stocks, or I'll be looking at SPY, but I'm looking for the move down to 44, 48, right? So that's about a 50-point move to the downside on the S&P 500, which can happen in a day, by the way, right? Without a doubt. Karen said the irony is the CCI and PPI numbers have been good, even jobs and more news Thursday and Friday, so maybe waiting until then. Yeah, and that's just it. So the whole market, I've never heard the emphasis on economic reports like I have in the last year or two. We'll see the CPI coming up here, the PPI coming up there. We'll see what the GDP is here. We'll see what unemployment is there. And I'm all for checking the news out on those. Not at all. Don't have a problem with that at all. But for some reason, it's become front and center now. Like, there's nothing more important than that. And these reports have been out forever. I think that right now we're hanging on, trying to get a glimpse of what might give a small shift in the market. Might. And based on that, traders are chasing after those reports to try to figure it out. Robert said we also have the open gap on the SPX. So it may fill it. Yeah, so you're talking about from where it gapped up today, Robert. Yes, absolutely. And that would be my first target. And ironically, you ready? Watch. No. Right? I mean, look, I'm going to make this. I don't ever make these exact. I'm going to make this exact. The top line is 4,500. Let's see. Let's go there. 4,500. The bottom line is 44, 48, 47. Okay. So now the exact center of these two levels, 44, 74, 24. My exact low was 44, 75, 21. So 75.21 to 74.24, about $1 lower on a $4,000+ index. We've got $1 that we missed that line by. So we talk about filling that gap. right? You already had a reason that it stopped. And I'm not leaving this pivot in there. I'm not saying we need it there. But when you look at why things stopped where they do, apply a pivot, see if it had any relevance. And if it does, then respect that level. So for me, I probably would not leave it as a pivot tool in there. I would probably go and draw a line off of it, though, off of the low, as a place to help me see a potential stopping point. Do I scale out here if we make our move down? Which the answer is yes, right? I think that's tremendous. On 7/11, well, Robert's talking about July 11th. Okay, so you're talking about all the way back here, Robert. That gap up. Yep, and we've got, I mean, because we filled this one here, right? That one got filled Friday, right? So Robert's talking about not necessarily just this one here, but back to last month. But we're also at a point of that high is not exact, but we're in pretty good alignment with that 44, 48, 47 level, that fib line. Okay. Yeah, you're probably right, Will. You're probably right. Absolutely. All right, so I want to back it up a little bit. Let's go look at a weekly chart, right? Overall weekly chart, still bullish in nature. You can see last week was a bad week, guys. Really bad week. We were down 104 points on the S&P. Look at how long it's been since we had a candle like that. We got to go back to March of this year for a candle like that, right? Still in the bullish move, still in that bullish pattern, bullish bias, right? We're above that diagonal support line, but we really are pushing the envelope a little bit there. We look at monthly on the S&P, and this fib doesn't belong in there. So we'll edit that fib on the daily chart, and we don't want it anywhere else, not in all chart windows. Right, we go over to monthly, that one is gone, right? We have a much bigger fib on monthlies, which we're going to pull out. Okay, so a much tighter range on the fib, the trend here. It's a steep angle, which I'd rather have it less of an angle. I'm not a fan when they get that big steep angle there. Okay, but we are pressing on a monthly candle. We're pressing down for the month of August already. We're pressing down to the bottom of that trend line, right, to that support level. Could we break it and close? It's possible, right? It's very possible. So something to keep your eye on, folks, right? And when we look at fear, I get it. Fear is still very low, right? VIX is very low. Actually, let's go back here to daily chart. Let's go look at VIX. We're still very low. Well, we are low, period. We're in that yellow zone on VIX. We're at 1632, which is just historically very low. And I'm okay with that $17, $16, $18 level. That's fine. I'd like 1820 right now, seems to have a better range, but I digress. We have had a couple of days of pop here, popping higher, moving up higher, which remember, VIX is an inverse relationship. Market goes down, VIX goes up, right? To show that fear is back. He's back. Right? So you want to be, acknowledge that it's there. You've got to know that fear is out there, which means put prices are starting to go up. But if put prices go up, ironically, the call prices go as well. Not as much usually, but they will go up. All right. Let's go ahead and take a look-see at our topic. Where's our presentation? All right. Don't quit in August, and here's why. For those in Mastermind Group, I just did a training today where I dug a lot deeper into this than I will be able to here. We do something in Mastermind Group called Backstage Pass. For those of you that are in Mastermind Group, make sure you are checking that out, right? It'll be up there, I think on the 15th is when we publish it. But we'll send an email out to everybody in Mastermind to let you know. So the reason for it, and I'm going to go into a couple of things here. Don't quit in August. Here's why. Number one reason is the expression sell in May and go away. I get the concept. But to say don't trade through anything from June all the way through to, till September starts and schools are back in play and we're past Labor Day by a week or two. And no, sorry, I can't do it. Just can't do it. I can't. Okay. Now, there are some things to keep in mind. The number one month in power option plays we've ever had was the month of August. Okay. And again, everything in power option plays, we talk about non-funded trades. And it was 2 years ago in POP. In August, we did $210,000 in the month of something like that. Okay. How did I know? Well, first off, you don't know. Okay. The expression "you got to be in it to win it" is exactly it, right? You got to be in that to win it. And yes, it is a lottery expression. No, I don't like referencing it per se to gambling or lottery. Am I a big lottery player? I'm not. I'll give you an example. My wife said, "Oh, it's a $1 billion lottery tonight." I said, "What is it, Powerball?" She goes, "Yeah." So I went to the local gas station to go pick up tickets. There's 15 people online. One guy annoying the daylights out of me because he wound up with $190 in tickets that he got put in. Some of them were handwritten, not handwritten, but give me these numbers too. And then after that guy did it, the clerk said, "Listen, no more numbers. You got to give me on paper. I'm not taking any longer verbally. You got, if you want it, give it on paper." So they fill out that little card thing, I guess. Right? Did we buy a few bucks there? Yeah, sure. I mean, for $1.3 billion, absolutely. Okay, we'll do it. But I think lottery is a tax on poor. Right? That's my opinion about it. But the expression holds true, for trading. You've got to be in it to win it. You don't know when the market is going to give way and give you what you want. Right? That doesn't mean you've got to be aggressive at each stage or phase of the market, but I do believe you need to be participating in each stage or phase of the market, right? Which means going ahead and trading, including in August. But there are some caveats to it, right? For me, let's go back here. For me, let me grab a notepad. All right. Summertime. Actually, that's not true. Right? Rob straight. Oh, I did it again. Caps on. Come on. Normally 9:30 to 11:30 Eastern time, and then 1:30 to 2:30, 3 o'clock p.m. ish. Right, that's normally what I'm looking at for my intraday trades. Right, I'm getting in, I'm getting out. Plan on being out today. That's normally what I do. Right, a couple of reasons behind it. You got 11:30 to 1:30. Why not in there? This comes up on Benzinga's show all the time. Why won't you trade now at this time of the day? Because that's when I'm on, is on the lunch hour, which is their busiest show. Why are you not one of them? Why are you not trading at lunchtime? You've got lower volumes. You have people that are out to lunch. I don't want to be fighting against some guy or gal trying to make a name for themselves at a brokerage firm and with the way they're trading, how aggressively it may or may not be. They've got billions of dollars in their account. If they lose $500,000, okay, they may not like it, but it ain't that big a deal, right? I would rather walk away. It also forces me to get out of my office and not be there the entire time, or else I would just sit all day like this, and I don't want that. I need to have a life, not make this a lifestyle. Does that make sense? I hope, right? For you guys and gals. So that's normally, right? And maybe I should put normal here. And we'll put day trading. Okay. Now, you look at summer. And for me, it's July, August. July and August, okay? You got 9:30 a.m. 10:30 a.m. That is my normal summertime, July and August day trading entry. I'll hold the position through lunch. I'll hold the position through the afternoons, but I'm not entering a new position at that point. Too much whipsaw potential. My trading style. That's all it is. You don't have to follow it. That's just me. Okay. The afternoons, maybe, but there better be some damn good news driving the market one direction or another, and a lot of stocks following along. Otherwise, not normally. So I dramatically cut my time down in the summer. Why? Well, a big part of it is I don't want to be sitting at a computer all day long. I want to be out and doing things. I want to be on the boat. I want to be hanging out with my family, just whatever it is. This, to me, Tuesday is a weekend, just like, Saturday is when my wife and our daughter are home from work, when they're on vacation, which they are now. Okay. So I want to spend as much time doing stuff with them, building memories, then I want to spend sitting in front of a computer trading. I'd much rather be there. All right. So what I tend to do then is I've shortened then for the summertime, I've shortened my hours. Why? Because if you look at volume in the market, you will get massive volume first thing in the morning compared to the rest of the day. Now, barring news, right? Barring news. This is Costco. Let's go to Amazon. All right. So look at volume. Here's the first bar of the day. Volume 8, 9, and 17, 3.7 million shares in that first bar. Right? 7 and 7, 1.4 million there. We cut it in half in the next 5 minutes, right? We get out here to that 11:30 time frame. You got 400,000 shares, right? Traded in there. You come here into 11 a.m. Two, 4, 550,000. So you can see you get a dramatic drop off in volume. So I am very much in tune with taking the entry, finding a way of getting out of that trade as quickly as possible. So if I had taken a bearish trade on this, just because it had made a bearish move, right? But if I had taken a bearish trade on this right out of the gate, then what? That is Amazon. Then what? Great move down. I'm okay. I'm still in the moving average. Good, strong move down. Below moving average. We're good. We're good. We're good. Smaller body. We're good. We're good. We pop up. This next candle pops up more. Done. Out of the trade. Call it a day. Walk away. See, by shortening your time frame, are you going to minimize the amount of profit in the trade? Yes, you are. But you're also going to drastically reduce your risk in the trade from this whipsaw that tends to happen again and again and again. That we have no defense against other than I put a stop in to get out if it goes against me. But it is just a regular, normal part of trading. And I want to make sure that I analyze each and every step of the way, whether or not this trade is still working the way that I want it to. Am I still okay with this trade? Do I still want to be in this trade? Roman said, like I said, here kitty day on both sides of today. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And that here kitty, for those of you that do not know what that is, if you've not seen me do it before, I don't know if you'll be able to see this. If not, so you're out in the street and there's a guy standing there going, here kitty, wham! With a 50-pound sledgehammer. My wife absolutely hates when I do that, right? It's like, Stop doing that. You get the point of it, right? You're being set up. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Come on, come by me, come by me, come by me, right? I am not a hunter. We were kids. My dad had a friend of his. We go to his house upstate. He owned 2,000 acres up in New York State. We go to his house upstate and we see, and we were there for like a week. We see about, 20 yards from the house, there's a bunch of deer there and they're eating apples. And I said to the guy, wow, how'd you get them to come here? He goes, well, I start at the end of the field, which is a couple hundred yards away. He said, and every day we move a little bit closer, a little bit closer. I said, why? He goes, because on hunting day, opening day, the apples are right outside the door. I don't have to go to get it anywhere to get my deer. I'm not quite the fan of what he did there. I'm not a hunter, but the concept, you get it, right? He's drawing them in, 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 right? Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. That's what the market maker does. That's what traders do. That's what trading psychology does if you don't have a good understanding of it, right? And that's critical. And we're going to have something coming out for you guys October. We're going to do we got a whole special thing planned there, guys. We got a whole brand new Trading U coming out, including something from every single coach. One of them, who's a mindset guru, is going to be teaching mindset to you guys. Right? There's no one better that I know of, period, when it comes to mindset than Ryan Litchfield. He is just phenomenal with what he does. Okay, so when you're looking at what's going on right now, you need to shorten your time frame. You need to bring it in. Right? You need to find reasons for taking an exit on that trade sooner rather than later. I'm not trying to run for the full trade. Still look for your 2-to-1 reward risk ratio. Still go for that. Ooh, excuse me. Wow. I apologize for that. You're still looking for that reward risk ratio. But I don't ever have an intention of grabbing all of it. I want to be in, I want to be out way before that happens, way before I get to that level. That's just identifying, does this work or not for me at all? Right? And as long as it's moving in my direction, as long as I'm getting the continuity of what I want, I'll stick with that trade. As soon as it shows that that's changing, right, I'm changing. And where does that happen? If you look at it, this is 9:30 this morning. I'm just using Amazon as an example. It's 9:30 this morning. Where did we started to move down after the gap up. Where did we shift? About 10:20, right? Was our final candle up before we had to move up, right? If we go over to Apple, where did we shift up? It started right about 10:05, right? We did get a continuation down, but it started right there. If we go to Costco, we got our move up, and that move up ended 10, 15, 20, right? We started going sideways before we rolled over, right? Look for a reason to exit the trade, right? If we go to NVIDIA, right? NVIDIA, we went up and down very quickly, right? Gap up, quick pullback by 9:50, first reversal time in the market, right? Just ugly time. Netflix had a gap up and a push down. When did the reversal start? 10:10, right? Can't look at that little candle. I'm not worried about that. 10:10. I go to Tesla. We get in the trade, or it gaps down, it moves down. And where does the reversal start? 10:05, 10:10, 10:15. See, guys, see where I'm going with this? Barry said, is this only for day trading? So Barry, when you say, is this only for day trading? If you're talking about the identification of getting into the position and out of the position at a shorter time period, then yes, it is, right? But the reference of what I'm showing you right now is giving you some understanding of where that reversal times are. Probably should just get one and keep it on the computer here. So guys, if you look at the day trading clock, okay, you could see, you know, where 9:30 is, right? First couple of minutes in there. That number 1 is the first reversal time, right? That's 9:50 to 10 a.m., right? Somewhere in there is where we get our first shift back. So we're moving up, we get a small pullback in there. We know it happens. It happens all the time. Number 2, right, is 10:25 to 10:30. Somewhere in there, we get another reversal taking place. Why? Because that first hour is where you're going to have most of your day's volumes within that first hour. After that, it's a lot of drop off, barring some kind of news, right? There's still trading going on, but how much of it is I'm getting out of the shares that I just bought today, or all right, I'm going to get out. It looks like it's showing weakness now and I'm done. Okay, that's a huge component to it. Huge. I appreciate that. Roman said, I got to admit, Rob's clocks are very good quality. A few days ago, it fell on the floor from the wall and it broke the glass. It's real glass, not cheap plastic. It's not. It's absolutely not. It's a real glass. It's an anodized aluminum frame. We don't have plastic, and it is actual glass, right? And we do get them manufactured specifically for us. So we only have a handful of them left. We haven't reordered them. We're not going to right now at this point, just because of the space it takes up, and I'm not ready to do a big promotion on them. So yeah, there you go. Very surprised, Roman said. Yeah, I mean, but if it's falling from a wall, glass is glass, right? It'll go. If you hit it and knock it down. But guys, those time periods, that's the shift in the market. Then what? We look at that lunchtime again, 11:30 to 12. We look at the last half hour of the market. They're all reversal times, right? And there's reasons for them. By the way, with the clock comes a whole document as to why all of this happens, okay? And such. So it is just outstanding when you understand how all of these things tie together, exactly how to pull it in, okay? So let me see something here. Roman said, "Worth every penny, it still works without the glass." Go, Roman. I'll look, Roman. If I have an extra glass here, you're coming to New York, I think, for the Trader Super Summit. If I've got an extra glass, I'll send you home with it. I'll take a look and see if we've got one. All right. We have gotten some clocks in the past that were damaged, and we threw the frame away, and I think we might have kept the glass. So, but I'll look and see if we have them there. All right. Excellent. So, folks, it's not stop trading. It's trade with consciousness. Focus on what's happening. Think about it. Talk it out loud. Right? Some of you may have heard me say it. I really haven't talked a lot about it, but in the last 2 weeks, I have been absolutely gung-ho every single work day. I'm not doing on weekends. Every single trading day, I am working on my book, my first book to come out. I've got a book that we wrote. Wasn't really what I wanted for a first book, so I'm redoing it. And I'm working on it every single day, right? I did a chapter today, majority of a chapter today. And this book is going to be a lot different than what you'll find. Actually, I don't know of any other book that is going to be like this is, right? Just by the way that I am working all of the details out inside of it. And the audio portion of it is going to be even more important, which again, you'll hear about. I'm not ready to give it away, and I don't want someone else going and grab my idea. Okay, got it, Roman. Yeah, okay. So it's going to be exciting when we release it. I really can't wait for it. It's going to be the only trading system you're ever going to need. We're going to be something related around that. All right. I really am looking forward to it. Yeah, there you go. Keith said, when do you plan on publishing? I'm going to order 10 of them. I don't know just yet. All right. We're trying to figure out, are we going to go to a big publishing house? We're going to self-publish. I think we're going to wind up self-publishing them. Printed books. We'll have ebooks as well. But printed books, we'll have them here. We're going to mail them from here. And more than likely, you're only going to pay for shipping. I'm going to give the book away for free. That's more than likely what's going to take place. Okay. And we'll do a big special on ebooks that they'll be dirt cheap the first day or something that we do it. Right. It'll be a big promotion for it. So right now, I don't have all the answers to it yet. I can tell you that it's 3 parts. The first part is completely done. The second part is about a third of the way done. That's the meat. That's the main part of it is inside of there, right? So we're working on it. We're working on it. We're working on it. All right. Okay, cool. So what stocks do y'all want me to take a look at? Drop those suckers in. Was this helpful, by the way, to go through and kind of walk you through this stuff with summertime and how we work and all that stuff? All right. So Karen dropped in AMD. A lot of ones coming through. I appreciate that. All right. So AMD. All right. So Karen, I like AMD's pattern. I just don't like that it's pushed up into that 119 level right now. So get above the 119. Retest and bounce, and 125 is our next resistance. So right about 124, 123 and 3/4 would be my target for getting out of this one. Okay. So we've pressed up into it before and failed. We do have lower tops. So not only am I looking for the break of the 119, I'm probably looking for a break of about that 121.5. Confidence wise, doesn't mean I wouldn't take it above that 120 level, but from a confidence standpoint. All right. Hope that helps. Let me know down below there, Karen. PK is asking for the depot. I went there this weekend to buy wood, walked out absolutely disgusted. Not believe how bad a shape their wood was in. I wound up paying more money and I'm getting it delivered from a lumber yard. I'm like, I am not doing this. There's no way. All right. So Home Depot is in a great spot with the exception of the E at the bottom of the chart in a couple of days, right? Right down here, that earnings. It's about a week away or so, right? That's my only issue. Now, what does that mean? Day trade. It is a confirmed date. I don't care. Day trade. So PK, I'd love to see it close where we are now. A small push down tomorrow and a bounce. And you're looking at 334 and a quarter as resistance. So right about 333, 333 and a half, somewhere around there for a target. But lots of opportunity. Could it be a switchback trade? Yes. Break the 327. We're looking at 323, the 21 moving average. We don't have as strong of a move to the downside, but we got plenty of opportunity down there. Plenty of opportunity down there. All right. Excellent. Hope that helps. Let me know. Trader Will is asking for Coinbase. I don't hear about them a whole lot anymore. All right, fib is a little bit older, but still good, still valid. We're in a neutral bias right now. So Will, if you caught this today, depending on how it landed near the 87.63 on the open, did it push up at all or retest? High today was 87.30, right? So 33 cents away. If you were able to catch it today, that is awesome, right? 81 is our support. We're in a neutral bias. Definitely opportunity to the downside. If you're not in already, I'd want the retest of the 87.5 and a fail before taking the bearish entry. I'd be careful on bullish because of the 821 combo. All right. I hope that helps. Okay. Daniel said, yes, very helpful. Great review, trading reversals. Okay, good. So then Daniel's asking for the Qs. All right, so let's see. So Daniel, we're just in ugly town right now. We're in a neutral bias. We need to get up near that 375.69, retest and fail, or we break out of the 375.69, retest and bounce. But if we can get near the 375.69, close near it, we got a great switchback trade there. So there's opportunity. There's just nothing setting up yet for me anyway to take. But I love where it's going. Amazon, AMZN. Nice. Glad to see that climb back up today. I still have my shares. So I am loving it, baby. And that's why I don't write covered calls around earnings time for that exact reason, right? Buy protected puts maybe, but not covered calls. Just hold the stock, let it go a week, and see what it does. So I like the move that it's made there, Daniel, but still a little cautious with the overall push up, right? It was a great gap up on their earnings. It ran up to that 143.5 level and failed. I think a retest of the 140.5 and a bounce to 143.62, or a break of the 140.5 retest and fail down to 137.5. So you got about $3 in either direction, both up and down on this stock. Okay. I hope that helps. Let me know. Let's see. All right. Tripp's asking for all the ETF, the index ETFs. Gee, I wonder why Tripp wants to know that. Maybe because it is the, I don't know, Hakanashi scalp they're doing there in the chat room. So let's start off with SPY. SPY, like better to the downside than the up. I really want to see us get above that 453 for bullish, at least anything directional. To the downside, I've got plenty of room down to the 444 level. Right. So the upside you could still take, but it's only up to 451. It gives me $1.50. By the time I get in, bid-ask spread, it's too tight for me. All right. That's number one. We already did Qs. IWM. Okay. So on IWM, we are pinned between the two moving averages. It's great for iron condors, right? IWM is the Russell 2000. Great for iron condors, but not so great for day trades, right? Being like that. And I mean, you could try selling premium on it maybe, but nothing that's really floating my boat here on it whatsoever. So break the 191.5 level. 193.5. So you could get away with a break below the 21 moving average trip, or break above the 8. It gives us a little over $2 in each direction. It's not a lot there. The only thing good about it is it's very tight bid-ask spreads, right? So, and there are multiple spreads available, multiple strikes available. So you should be okay. Right. And then we're looking at diamonds as the last one. Diamonds. Ooh, that's an oldie for sure. Right. Nothing anywhere near as big, but we're probably going to need to redraw at some point soon. That's old. We are in October, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. We're at 9 months. We could still get away another month or so, but I'd like to see a little bigger move than we have. There's really nothing great to draw off of. If we drew right now, I would probably draw off of this one here. And we're just about violating the negative 618. So there's nothing that really jumps out at me right now for it. You were asking on IWM, Trip, if we needed a pivot. Let's see, 191.5, call it 192 to 198 is $6. We do. So we should put in a negative 136 and a 118. Yeah, so different story now, Trip, right? The break above the 195 bounce up to 197.5. The break to the downside now becomes tougher. I need it to break the 21, not really off of the Fibit because it's just too far away. Good to know, Karen. Karen said they had great earnings. Right, on AMD. Yeah, Trip's a big AMD fan, right? Let's see. Microsoft now in a neutral bias, but one of my regulars. All right, let's take a look at it, Linda. I've never really owned Microsoft shares, with the exception of we had an investment club that was myself, my mom, one or two of her friends, one or two of my friends, my sister-in-law, and we did this investment club where we would buy shares. It was very much fundamentals driven. It was all about education. Teaching the group how to do that, and I mean, we got some really good individuals that became really good traders. My good friend Ed, as one of them, it just was amazing at it. He was our trader. He actually placed, executed the trades each day. The next day, if we said we're buying this, Microsoft was one of the stocks we owned there. We disbanded the group. It was getting too much time commitment to make it all happen, but. The Beardstown ladies, that's where we mimicked everything after, right? All right, so Microsoft, the point was on Mr. Softy, now in a neutral bias, but one of my regulars. Okay, so let me see. Let's get in there. It's actually, so according to my drawings here, Linda, we're in a bearish bias, not a true bear, but we are bear, okay? We closed below the lowest moving average, which is the 55. So 323.65 is support. We can get a push back up like we did today in a drop. That's all, yeah, 331.10. Microsoft. Come on. Again, MSFT. 331.10. Pretty sure that's what it was. Yep. Look at the move off of it today. We're going to go to a 1-minute candle. Right here. We stretch up 331.10. We pulled back down to 330.77. So about 35 cents down below. We got our failure over here. The bearish entry comes in over here. Right. And now if we go back, so that is roughly about the 10 o'clock time period, give or take. So there's the 10 o'clock candle. We failed, push back up. Nice fail, right? Really nice fail in there. So I like it a lot, Linda. Good candidate. Yeah, Kevin, sure. You want to look at Amazon for a short about 150, 142. Let's go see. So my levels are on Amazon are, I'm not really at that 142 with anything. I would look for the short under the 140.5, Kevin. All right. I hope that helps. Gregory is asking for Mara, M-A-R-A. All right. Low price stock, not one that I normally look at. Let me see something here at 5, 6. Okay. So we can go back. All right. Let's see. 17 to 20 is $3. We need Fibbits in there, so we're going to put Fibbits as well. Okay. Let me get rid of that large bar. Perfect. So right now we're in a neutral bias. We got earnings coming out. We got to confirm it, but it looks like August 8th, which is tomorrow. I don't know, pre or post. So you're going to want to check that, right? But based on that, I wouldn't do anything until the earnings come out. That's me as a trader. I trade after the earnings, not before. But 14, 18, and 15.52 are the up and downside targets. I hope that helps. Possibly Trip. Netflix. Thank you, Robert. Mara is 8.8 after the close. Much appreciated when you guys jump in and do that for me. So on Netflix, whoo, like it, love it, want some more of it. I love the pullback to the 433 and the bounce. That's exactly what you're looking for. Roman, was your trade NVIDIA or was it Netflix today? I think you said Netflix, NVIDIA. NVIDIA, you did. It was NVIDIA. Okay. So Netflix had a great setup if you can get the bounce, right? Before the drop that took place in there. But that's what we want. If we can get a close right about where we are now, retest at 433 tomorrow and bounce, you're looking at 447. And yeah, I'll be out of half of it, probably midpoint of this, so right about 439. But we're talking a $6 move. If I can get $2 or $3 of it, $4 of it by 10:30 tomorrow morning, all over it. Just love stuff like that. Love it, love it, love it. All right. IWM. I thought I looked at that trip, maybe not. IWM, I got Fibbits in there. All right, and then QQQ. Keys. Yeah, I mean, we didn't really get the close above the 618. We don't have a bigger fib than it. We could draw it for the sake of, but we don't really have a compelling reason yet to draw. So I would hold off on it, Trip. You could take the attempt and start looking for multiple lines, you know, overlap lines. But for me, I think we're okay. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. You have a great rest of your day. God bless. Right? And I will see all of you at our next update. All right. Ciao for now, baby. Talk to you soon. Bye.